This clip is called What It Was Really Like Meeting Ye. So some afterthoughts from Gavin on Ye. What do you think about that? Better? Better. Let's go.
God, those pants look like... I'm dressed like Eric Stratton of Animal House. I thought he's a fashion guy, so if anyone asks, I'll have a good story on why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. But Ye isn't interested in me.
Then shouldn't we blame and listen to you bad mouth the United States of America? Gentlemen!
We didn't quite get into the First Lady, but if you know how Nancy Reagan's whole thing was anti-crack, his First Lady's whole thing should be anti-pornography. I don't know if I'm speaking in a turn here. I think I know he got dumped by the woman he was about to marry right after the Alex Jones thing. She was like, I can't do this. And he read me a rap. We got along really well at the end. He read me a rap that he wrote about it.
Pretty awesome to hear a dude that you've been listening to for decades and like rapping a thing that hasn't been released yet. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Well, I told him I hate rap, so he kept bringing that up.
But
He kind of hates
it too.
Yeah.
Like literally, I don't listen to rap, or I didn't tell him this, but I was like, I don't listen to any rap, but I do listen to Kanye.
A lot of people are
when
like
he
that.
was Kanye.
So shall we go through the whole kit and caboodle?
Let's go.
I mean, we met the most famous person in the world next to Jesus and Trump, so it's definitely worth focusing on this episode. I call Ali, and he goes, will you fly us up here from L.A. on a private jet? And I'm like, let me check into that. Because it's conceivable if it's 15, 20 grand. It's 50 grand. So, no, that's not worth it. I don't think we'd get 50 grand of subs. Ali hooks me up with Nick. And he goes, hey, Nick, can you work out this with Gavin? And I'm like, yeah, hey, buddy. Can we just come to L.A.? It'd be a lot more affordable. And he goes, yeah, sure. How about tomorrow morning? So I'm like, shit. So I buy a ticket. And here's the fun part of the trip. Because I think like a chick sometimes. Because we're not spending 50 grand on a jet, everything is gravy now. Everything is cheap. So I got this beautiful hotel, L'Armitage, I think it's called, in Beverly Hills. Like $850 for the room. We fly business class, expensing everything. It's not going to get anywhere near probably 3 grand. Cheap, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we're eating like kings and ordering champagne and sleeping on the plane with the movies and the humming and the hound dog. And we wake up in this beautiful hotel. Although I was reading the reviews and someone said about the hotel L'Armitage, they go, we stayed here for 8 days and it was a joy. What? Who stays in Beverly Hills? I guess you shop? What do you do? So we have a great time. I get super wasted at the airport. What's this now?
You don't remember this. I think this is post-blackout, so we're watching a man...
You're watching a man in darkness. Yeah. I was bummed that I got clear and I got... what a dumb thing to do. Why don't I just... I'm trying to lean on something with wheels, and it's open. My bag's open.
Yeah, you put the outer flap on the inside. There you go. Do-do-do-do-do.
You need some like do-doodly-doo, do-doodly-doo music.
By the way, somebody in chat just said, who is it? It's Cyber Vegan, who I just unbanned. Why did Gavin sound like BigTech, though? I actually get this a lot. People say that I remind them of Gavin, I sound like Gavin, something going on. I'm not sure I see the resemblance, and maybe it's because I'm, you know how you can become smell blind? Like if your place smells like a certain thing, you just stop smelling that thing. If it's like too close to home, you just become blind to it or something.
Gavin's like really high energy. You're like if Gavin was based and smoked a joint. Like that. Like that's the vibe you give off.
Yeah. I could see that, but I mean, I guess I could imagine that. I just don't see it myself.
Base department sent $5. I'm off to work. In the cage I go, but here's a few for you. See ya.
Yo, base department just sending it a little $5 tribute while he goes and earns his wage in the cage. Thank you, base department. Very based. $5 from the base department. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a great day. I've been in the wage cage myself plenty a day, and just tuning into the content. My favorite creators, they're keeping me company. Headphones in, head down, getting the work done. I've been there. I understand. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show, and we'll just give you something to, keep you tapped in, a place to hang with your bros. Thanks for the fight.
Scott agrees there's no resemblance.
No resemblance? All right, cool. Well, that kind of messes up the reason why I paused, though, because, well, maybe it is the beard. I mean, we do have the mustache beard. I think we actually do have there might be even a similar, well, here's what I was going to say. I have an uncle who there is a physiognomy physiognomy. How do you say it? Is it physiognomy or physiognomy? People say it different.
Physiognomy.
All right, physiognomy. There is a resemblance. He's an uncle he's one of my mother's brothers. And he could be Gavin's brother. Like if you saw him and met him, and even his sense of humor, even his laugh, very similar to Gavin. So I have an uncle who's a brother of my mom, who's looks like he could be kin with Gavin. So there is some maybe familiar lineage there. And even in the name, his last name, I've said this before, his last name McGinnis, there's a root to the Northern Irish McGinley that is McGinnis. And I have McGinleys on my mother's side and on my father's side. My father's side further back. So it's not like, it's not direct, but it's like both on my mother's and father's side, there is a North Irish McGinley somewhere back in there. So I'd actually I think it's safe to assume that we are kin in one way or another. So there may be something coming through that way, some sort of common heritage. Someone in chat, Diogenes, is saying it's physiognomy. See, people disagree. There is a G, but is it a silent G? I think it makes sense that it's a silent G, not a silent N.
I'm always going to say physiognomy check.
Since when do we have... Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, silent G is more common. There it is. Like in gnosis, you don't say
I
gnosis,
agree.
you say gnosis.
It probably is that way. It just sounds gay.
Yeah. So we often say physiognomy because there's a G right in the middle of it, but I think it's a silent G. So physiognomy, which I think it'd be making more sense that way. So interestingly enough, though, the North Irish, the McGinley is not. It's a particular clan in Northern Ireland, which is actually a Nordic clan. So there's a North Irish, and in America it's a Scot Irish, North Irish. I don't know. The heritage gets blurry, but McGinley means it's actually like Englishization of Celtic or Gaelic term, which is like McFlugga or something. I can't pronounce it. It translates to the fair-haired warriors. And I have blonde hair when I grow it up. It's light. It's like sandy light hair, but the sun turns it like. And my beard too. When I catch enough sun, you'll see my beard gets blonde. The fair-haired warriors, like the story of the fair-haired warrior clan, the North Irish. I'll tell you.
Cyclops sent $3. Don't ever trust the way a Canadian pronounces anything.
Great point.
They are clinically.
Yeah, true.
Love you, RJ, but that's just race realism.
Yep.
Copy this robot speech. Physiognomy, anything is better than Canadian English, except British English.
I speak American
Robot
English.
said physiognomy. All right, then he pronounced all of it. It's not physiognomy or physiognomy. It's physiognomy.
I have like zero Canadian accent.
No, you don't.
Hang on,
You don't have
Americans all
zero,
day.
actually. I hear it.
Very little Canadian accent.
Yeah,
I hang on Americans all
you're
day.
just smothering it in Jimbo Zoomer accent.
Not true.
No, that is true.
No, it's literally not true.
All right, so the North Irish, the fair-haired warrior, the McGinley, which became McGinnis and became other names in America after immigration. In Northern Ireland, that was a very common landing spot for the Nordic, like the Vikings, that would get in ships and they would sail west. They would sail west. They would land in northern English territory, and they would land in Northern Ireland in raiding parties. So the Vikings would sail west, land on the northern shore, move inland and raid the Northern Irish villages, pillage, plunder, and they would leave behind essentially dominated tribes of Irish that would give birth to blonde Irish children from their like north. So the Nordic raping clans would go to Ireland and leave behind babies, and those children of the blonde-haired warriors, which is like the blonde northern Viking warriors, they left behind like a whole race of blonde like Nordic Irish, which became the McGinleys. That's who the McGinleys were. So McGinnis and I as well, on both my parents' side, have lineage that goes back to that. Wild story. But anyway, so we're both children of Viking in Ireland.
I'm of Irish
had a
descent
nice
too.
workout.
German Irish
Got
descent.
German Irish, all right. Right on
Yeah,
the base.
that's good.
pumped in the gym.
Sure did.
Dalton,
It was
Clark
good.
Filter
It, dude,
in the
it,
chat.
it
What's
really
up?
does clear the mind. Keeps
What's up,
you.
King?
Doesn't it
Good
make you
morning,
feel
bro.
like just
Yeah.
Hey,
in
Dalton.
the zone?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And I know you think my shorts are too skimpy. That's actually a
Hey,
bathing
tell
suit.
Tyler I said
We
hey.
went swimming. Well, I went swimming. Why didn't you go swimming?
Oh, I was busy. Nah, never mind.
Yeah, tell Tyler. RJ said, "Hi, we're Canadian." Hey there, bud. I'm Canadian too, pal. Hey, hoser.
Let's go.
I said hey to ya.
Yo, Tyler Russell's based, okay.
True. Yeah. I mean, as far as a Canadian can be based, like you and Tyler, you guys are based.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Dalton. RJ seems like a good. I mean, I'm waiting to find out. There's got to be a catch. RJ, actually, I'll tell you, RJ seems like very cool. RJ, you seem like a cool guy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
You're actually like too cool. It's become. I'm suspicious of you. You just showed out.
Too cool.
You showed up being like 11 out of 10 cool. Like you're just a cool guy. You're
Let's
fitting
go.
right in. You're being based and fun to be around, and you have good takes, and your energy is good. You're just a total Chad King, and you're 21, and you're. So I'm like, all right, where's the catch?
There is no catch. That's the well, nominee. Incel. That's the catch.
But that's
besides
cool.
that, I'm a cool guy.
See what I mean? So I mean, but the thing is, like, Canadians aren't that cool. There's no Canadian that's that cool. So I'm like, all right, well, let's get. I'm waiting for the problem to reveal itself. There's got to be one there because you're Canadian. Canadians, like, name a cool Canadian.
Hey, so I'm spiritually American.
I mean, I guess
okay?
Tyler Russell is cool. So maybe only Canadian groypers are cool, but I don't trust Canadians as a general rule. So like, how can you be? I don't know. So I'm slow to trust because you're a foreigner. But beyond that, you do seem like a really cool guy. But I'm waiting to find out that you're not and you suck. And I'll go, I knew it. Never trust a Canadian. Dalton says he's probably fed. But if that's true, I'd be honored to be arrested by RJ.
Let's go.
Honestly, I had a recent conversation. This applies to you too, RJ, but more so to Nick. Somebody was saying, you know how they call Nick a Fed all the time?
Yeah.
Here's the best take on that. If they are that good at identifying talent at a young age and then grooming them up into like some sort of subversive honeypot Fed, if they did that, if that's what Nick is, then whoever did that deserves to win.
Cool guy.
They deserve to win because that is
Hitler was
high level.
People forget that Hitler was a Fed. He was hired to infiltrate the NSDAP. He was a federal agent. He was infiltrating, and then what happened? Right?
Disavow.
You
can't call Hitler a Fed.
It's real.
And oh man, that's rough. I didn't know that.
That's
actually.
like literally
I don't know that
real.
history. Is that real?
Yeah, I read Mein Kampf. Yeah, it literally he was hired by the
This
Germans.
guy read Mein Kampf. You
Hold
are
on.
a Fed.
He was hired.
This guy's Mein Kampf posting on my stream.
No. No, listen. It was for historical purposes. I'm not a National Socialist. I'm a Catholic. Listen. He was hired to monitor. He was hired to monitor political parties. Okay, and the NSDAP was one of them because they were worried that it was going to be a revolutionary movement that was going to like uproot the social order.
Cyclops sent $8. Gavin McInnes is a Canadian. A subversive Canadian.
See?
Advocates sodomy and his top channel is atheist.
See?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
I hate Gavin McInnes. Gavin McInnes
Kevin's
sucks.
a cool guy, but he's a
Hey, how's it going,
subversive Fed
We're
or
here
whatever and
in
all
New
that
York
stuff,
City,
so-
and we're going to talk to a bunch of Americans and
let's hear
find
it.
out about their neighbors to the north.
Yeah.
And how much they love them and what their favorite things about Canada are, eh? What do you think of when people say Canada?
Okay.
Canada, Canadians.
The people saying A all the time.
Oh, it's cold.
Cold. What are your favorite provinces over there?
My favorite? I don't know. I've never been. I hear Quebec's really cool and Toronto's pretty cool.
What do you think about the trouble there with English versus French? You think they'll ever work that out?
I think it's nice that it's French versus English. I like the French piece.
What about this? Someone lives in your basement for 400 years and they're like, I'm gonna move out. How about you just move out, eh? You ever been to Montreal?
No.
Girls are as pretty as you there.
I bet they are.
You should go there. You'd feel normal.
Okay.
You could walk around, no one would stare. You could have like a normal dinner, no cat calls. It would just be like, there's another babe, eh?
No cat calls is
Nice.
good. That's great.
But deep down they are kind of nice, eh?
No, not at all.
Well, let's tune back in when they stop. That's going to be a rough day. What about the strip clubs? Do they have different rules in New York?
Oh, this is kind of cack.
Fully nude.
Fully nude. That's a lot for young man's eyeballs, eh?
Oh, yeah, especially when you're 19.
Yeah, you haven't even seen that. You know, Red Fox said the first time you see a female genitalia, it looks like Sammy with his eye out. Fucking Giselle, check it out. What do you think of Canada, Jiz? Check out this fucking guy, Hasidic Jew going backwards on his fucking giant cedar plank Zamboni, fuck. If that was Montreal, it'd be the exact same thing, but it'd be going forwards and be filled of Outremont bagels are fucking delicious, eh? Are you gay?
No.
Do you think the president here compares to the president there?
Probably not.
Seems like a great place.
Would you ever go there?
Yeah, I have been.
Oh, where'd you go?
I went to Quebec and Montreal and Toronto.
Those are like the top 3 most popular. It seems like everyone here is talking about Montreal, but Montreal seems like the least Canadian city there is, basically.
That's fair. But I enjoyed my time there.
Now, I don't know if it's the glasses, but would you describe yourself as a nerd?
Yeah.
So the only Americans that know about Canada are nerds. You think we sound funny?
Yeah, a little bit.
We think you guys sound funny. You never even say, hey.
I know. I think you're kind of putting it on a little bit.
Well, there you have it, folks. Fairly predictable
Yeah, he was
response. That's what Americans think of Canada. They don't. But I learned something much more intense. Whenever we do these streeters, and I'm speaking in my normal, new, Americanized voice, I get told to fuck off, I get ignored, I get insulted sometimes. But when I did the happy-go-lucky Kanaki Lagoot Magoo, I got everyone talking to us. They're totally disarmed by the Canadian accent. So, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, if you were thinking of invading America, now is the time.
Okay, that was pretty good video. I hate that one.
That was not bad.
Yeah,
That was
Gavin.
not bad.
Gavin do be a funny dude, dude.
Yeah, Stephen Harper was the Ziocon who was in office before Trudeau.
What do you think about him? Not a big fan?
Well, not a big fan. No, he was a staunch neoconservative. Pretty gay. He advocated for mass immigration. Not very conservative. Big L. That's why I backed the PPC. It's the only alternative.
Thanks for the video, Cyclop. The message was Gavin McGinnis is a Canadian, a subversive Canadian, advocates for sodomy, and his top channel is atheist. Yeah, there are some, there's some problematic sides. I mean, generally he's sort of, but the thing is he kind of represents and appeals to, while he is funny and he appeals to, there's a broad appeal. There's a lot of just sort of Gen X, licentiousness. He's not, I mean, he's just not as based as we are. At the end of the day, he just ain't. And he's got some cringe takes. They can border on just straight up on like blasphemously cringe. But I mean, like, what are you gonna do? You know, sometimes you don't get everything you want. And but the things you do get from Gavin sometimes are pretty funny. And he also brought a lot of people around. You know, I know a lot of friends who really began to become red with just like the general appeal of Gavin. So whatever. You know, I take what I can get with people. I still end up sort of like cringing when I cringe, but also I take what I can get. It's like, it makes, what are you going to do?
Did you see his debate with Anthony Cumia?
A debate with him? I mean, I see them do shows all the time. What do they debate about?
They had a little back and forth on the show about Ye, and they debated on the Jewish question. It's pretty interesting. If you haven't seen it, I'll try to find the clip.
Yeah, shoot the clip. Maybe we'll do that next.
While I went swimming, Ryan was off thinking about me.
Dude.
And we actually have footage
of
this.
I always feel like the odd man out defending Gavin. Yeah, Dalton.
Yeah, he's definitely entertaining.
I mean,
Dalton.
It's sort of like, if you want to, the problem is if you want to just defend every take of his or something, which I don't think that's what you're going to do, then you're going to be fighting an eternally uphill
Him
battle.
sticking the dough in his butt was funny, and I don't care what anyone else says. That's what Dalton just said. That's what Dalton said.
Yo. All right. Well,
let's go. Disavow.
Dude, I can handle a whole lot of sussy jokes. But I got my limits. So I don't know. I mean, you know, it's cool. You do you, dog. I mean, I might let you fight that one. Maybe that isn't the one for me to defend. But I also don't come down on that hard. It's like, but sometimes the thing is, like with a guy like him, sometimes he'll have a take that's so far off base that it makes me want to take shots like that. It's like, oh yeah, of course you would say that. You stuck up. Like, I think that's where a lot of that comes from. But if he didn't have such a cringe take on this thing or that thing that matters to this or that person, you'd get less criticism of the bit or whatever, or kissing Milo and stuff. Like if he did those things and then was just unbelievably based on all of his takes, we wouldn't criticize it so much. We would just be like, oh yeah, it was hilarious and nobody can say otherwise. He was just he's just radical. He's just willing to do anything. He doesn't give a fuck. And we go, that's based. But then when he has the take that we go, ooh, that makes us cringe, then it's easy to snowball that into criticism of all the other things, and turns into like analyzing for character flaws and, you know, many such cases. I think that's just how it goes. So I love everybody, especially Hitler and Gavin McGinnis.
Especially Hitler.
Hi, Ryan.
What?
You know how cute I always thought you were.
Yo, Mr. Girl vibes. Let's go.
What? What?
What is going on?
Just a minute.
Do your thing. Oh, by the way, sure. Oh, Dalton gets a wrench too.
Let's go.
I don't like
Doesn't anybody
mods
knock anymore?
So I don't know if you knew that we were recording that, and we had your fantasy somehow recorded too.
Yeah. That was awesome to show to us a lot.
So then we get there, and it's a massive warehouse, his factory warehouse. It's in Crenshaw. Paparazzi waiting outside. We spoke to them. I pretended I was meeting my accountant and said, who's he?
It's in Crenshaw. I was wondering where that was. I actually did some sleuthing at first, because when Nick and Sneeko, I'm sorry to interrupt this video. I know you guys want to see it. I'll try to interrupt it less. But when Nick and Sneeko were at the Ye headquarters, at the Yeezy HQ, I did some searching around to see if I could find it. In case, who knows? I get the call, BigTech, the gate is broken and we need a welder. You have a welder, right? I'm on my way. I want to already know where I'm going. Know what I'm saying? So, lickety split. Is it okay to send 1488 super chats? Yeah, that's fine. You can send those all day, big guy. Absolutely. No limit on the 1488 super chat. Okay, so anyway, but if you just have like a blatantly cringe Wignetty name, it's just too much for me to defend. Just pick a cool name. It's not so hard. So, so I was trying to find it, but all I found was the headquarters where he like does shipping and receiving for his shoes. I'm like, that's not it. I thought it might be up in the Malibu area, Calabasas. That's where like the Hollywood stars are. That makes more sense. Way more industrial area.
So we get in there, and then I meet Ye. And I was a little awkward. I'm not going to lie. It's when you meet a celebrity of that level, it's a little bit weird. There's certain celebrities that are really into it. They know how to break the ice by getting into you, like Joe Strummer, Donald Trump, Roger Stone. Cumia. And so it breaks the ice. So I go, hey, cool. That's the first thing I said. Cool. Not cool. I was very careful not to say the wrong thing and have a Tim Pool incident where we don't get the interview. So I'm on eggshells. Nice. And I was going to say, you look way taller than I thought you were. But that's because he's 5'8", and those rubber boots add 3 inches. So it's like seeing Ryan, but looking up at him. How tall are you?
How much are those boots? I think 5'6", soaking wet.
Okay. So, yeah, he's taller than you, obviously. But so then he's sort of looking at his phone. Now, when someone's looking at their phone, do you stand hovering over?
Telling me to mod Michael Sisko. Yeah, good. Yo, there he is. Here for mod duty. All right, Michael Sisko, you're in. See you, Ralph. Good to see you, Mr.
Very
Dunn.
cool.
For them. So then I start to help Ryan set everything up. I'm very nervous that there's going to be a problem and we're going to say the wrong thing and it'll be shut down.
I remember he got off his phone pretty instantly. Like he was on a call and we walked in and whoever he was talking to, he just like hung up on. Like he was sitting on top of the table and we walk in and he's like, yeah, so we'll move that to Thursday. Oh, hey. And then he just hung up on and then he walked over. But then after that, yeah, he was kind of like doing something on his phone after that. So we started setting up.
Then they changed their mind a bunch of times. And then he wants this cement wall. And so I start setting up, like, I want to do a 60 Minutes thing. The 60 Minutes thing exists for a reason. It's natural. You have a dirty shot where you can see the other guy's back of his shoulder when you're looking at the person. Single, wide. Single, wide. He wants the cement wall. Okay, our singles will be at angles. That way you'll get the wall. And then this dude shows up. He looks like shit. His jeans are ratty. He's a paparazzi dude that Kanye took under his... Ye took under his wing and is trying to show the ropes. Ye goes, I want to film it like an interrogation room. You be a cop interrogating me. I like that idea. That's cool and weird. And I go, oh, like the first 48. What's that? And then this guy starts getting involved, and Ye yells at Ryan because Ryan is still trying to crowbar some sort of 60-minute sensibility into the framing. And then Ye is like, no, stop. What does he say? Stop.
Wait, he said,
look around
no,
and listen.
Everybody stop. He's like, collaborate and like he broke the tension.
Stop, collaborate and listen.
Yeah, it was funny.
And then he was mad and he was yelling at Ryan. Ryan was trying to save this. And you'll see in the interview, the framing is terrible. He goes, I'm the greatest creative director in the room. I don't do a very good Ye. And then he felt bad for yelling. He goes, I know I'm yelling, but that's how you get shit done. And I said, oh, I've always said that. The person yelling is always right. Look at any kind of scene in a video, someone screaming at someone. They're always the guy that's right. I always side with Bill O'Reilly with, we'll do it live. Yeah, you the teleprompter. You're pissing off Bill O'Reilly. I always side with the guy. And after that, his face just lit up, and we were best friends after that.
And then I think he saw me as a human being after I like laughed really hard at something that he said. Otherwise, it's just, camera Asian. And then after when we're done, and I can see how that makes total sense to be like, yeah, that's just a guy doing camera shit. But after the thing, he had me stop doing what I was doing because we were all talking. And he was making a point. He's like, oh, hold on. Remember? And we're all just like talking there at the table still. So, and then it was a very nice mood, very good mood.
I talked raunchy, and I've noticed this also happened with Ghostface and Daryl Jennifer, the Bad Brains. I do some raunchy sex stuff, and they go, oh, this guy's not a square. I guess because of the suit, they think I'm a square. And that breaks the ice, and then they're like, oh, he's a disgusting like me. Okay, we can rap. But yeah, he had a chick he said he was with for like 2 years, and after the hit thing, she said, I can't do this, man. I'm out. Oh, well, you dodged a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the big thing that no one's talking about. He's crushed because he can't see his kids. They took away his wife and kids.
What did I tell you? If you saw me talk to Lav the other day, if you heard my super chat I sent to Nick, this is my main take. Everybody's talking about Ye's motivation. They're talking about, oh, he's gone crazy. He's having a manic episode, bipolar. He's upset about contracts. Oh, he's trying to get out of taxes, whatever.
Electro Growiper 24 sent $5. I think you accidentally banned me instead of Crambo.
I didn't ban anybody.
Hey, thanks for the 5.
thanks, Electro Growiper. But I'll check. It's mods who messed with Electric Growiper? Tell me why. Should I unban? Is he a temporary timeout? Was there some friendly fire? Let me know. Sound off in chat. Whoever did
friendly
that.
fire.
If I don't hear anything, I'll check it.
Lickety Split sent $14.88. I'm kind of like Nick in the head-butting department before becoming possible friends. I put my money where my mouth is now because I want to be your friend.
Okay, well, we have been butting heads, and I have butt heads with people who had a particular similar flavor to what it's like dealing with you, and so based upon previous samplings of the flavor of your mentality, I am wary of how much I want to interact with you. So you're fighting an uphill battle there. I wish you luck. But if you want to win me over to be friends, I love everybody, even my enemies. So I have no hate for you, but we got a way to go. We got a way to go because there's an annoying element to dealing with. There's an element of dealing with you that's just annoying. Now, sometimes some annoyances are worth dealing with, but others are not. So the question will be remaining: do you end up? What's the balance end up being? Does it end up being a negative balance where, is the cost benefit analysis just come out in the positive or the negative?
Donations help.
True. Yo, you can buy your way into being, hey, he's annoying, but he pays the bills.
Yeah, real.
It can end up like that. But if it's annoying and he's distracting,
and it doesn't pay the bills.
And also just like I end up just feeling generally irritated when I deal with him, the irritation.
Then you're out of here.
What are we getting out of this? At the end of the day, what do we get out of this? These interactions are a little annoying. What are we coming away with? Just an annoying feeling. So I'll be looking for what's the payoff. Anyway, pays the bills, pays the bills. Certain annoyances are worth dealing with. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Anyway, but not only that either. I mean, like, hey, if you got good takes, if you bring, I understand that you're trying to, from your perspective. What I'm taking away so far, you're trying to challenge me to bring certain things to mind, certain awarenesses to be increased, increase my power level up to what you perceive to be yours. Which, hey, maybe you're on to some secrets that I'm not tapped in on, and you're going to reveal them to me in an annoying way. All right. Sometimes, hey, I've been through that. The most annoying person that I've ever dealt with in my life, ever, levels of annoyance that, dude, like make you want to kill yourself. I'd be lying if I didn't say ended up teaching me one of the most profound and life-changing lessons I've ever learned in my life. Changed me as a person. I hated every bit of it. It sucked. And I don't want to go through that again. But I have something that I took away from that relationship that is extremely valuable to me. Like I reached a new level of, whatever. I won't go into it now. But it was one of the worst friendships that I ever had. Like I got absolutely full-blown like betrayed and tested to my limits of forgiveness. And it sucked. But it really made me actually a better person than I was before that all happened. So sometimes that's how she goes. So I'm wary of the annoyance, but I understand. Anyway, all right.
On with the show.
Khufu. No, it's not Lennon. No, Lennon ain't even close to what I'm talking about. No offense to
It's
him.
Lennon.
It's not Lennon. No. In fact, actually, this person who I went through this thing with that I'm referring to equipped me to be able to deal with how annoying Mr. Lennon is. Now he's water that runs off a duck's back. I am waterproof because of this other thing. I can handle.
You're battle hardened.
Yeah, I'm battle hardened by this other thing. And no, it's not my ex-wife either. Nope, not her. No, not her.
Good guesses though. No,
keep on guessing. You'll never know. I'll never say this person's name ever.
He's dead.
Even out of just simple fear of invoking his presence again in my life. This fucker is bad news. And I'm set. I don't ever need to interact again. It was the worst. Anyway, so that's that. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyway. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Remember my take? If you've heard my take on Ye, this is why I trust Ye, and this is why I feel like I have a level of love and respect for where he's coming from. That's what Gavin just said. He's crushed and he misses his kids. He's just a dad who loves his kids, and they took his kids away. And there's no way for you to, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but I mean, like, I know what that feels like, and I don't know if other people do until they go through it. Because the pain that a father feels being separated from his kids when he wants to be with them, and he's unjust, and he can't be there to love them. He can't be there to protect them. He stays up at night worrying about their safety and about the influence that's happening, worrying about imagining them suffering, being disconnected from his love and from his presence, worrying about the influence that the mother's having on them while he's away, and she's scornful, and she's in it, and he knows, like, I've been there. The way I imagine Ye feels about his wife, the mother of his kids, and he sees her and the way she's behaving with the whole Skeet Davidson thing, and who knows what else. The Kardashians, and my kids are over there with that woman, and she's this way. Oh my God, I wish I could just hold them. I wish I could just have them with me and help them see that everything's okay. Oh my God, and I wonder what they're thinking. And because the love you have for your kids, you don't know about it until they arrive, until you grow into fatherly love. This is what I found out in my own way. You know what it feels like to love your kids when the kids get there. And it's not just like, oh, the first time I saw him. It's not some like love at first sight. So you were giving me a shout out to how long you've known me and been following me. And I took it as, this guy doesn't know that I don't go by that name anymore, and he's dead naming. Fair enough. All right. I'll let you out. I'll let you off on that one. Hey, you paid your $5. You paid the fine. You did the crime. You paid the fine. We're square. And thanks for the $5. Appreciate it.
You're free.
Hey, send $5 again. Strongest soldier, keep sending $5. Send $5 every time I stream. That's what my strongest soldier would really do. He would always send $5. Nah, I'll let you out. Thanks, bud. Sorry about that. We're cool.
There's two ways to destroy a man. One, give him everything he wants. That destroys a man. Or take away his wife and kids. Take away his family. Kanye has both at the same time.
Wow.
He has everything he wants and nothing he really wants,
Good
which
point.
is his family. And I heard he was crying, actually, during commercial breaks at the InfoWars thing. And I get the same kind of vibe from Mercedes, where they're just like, kill me. Like, he goes, I don't give a shit. But he goes, yeah, I don't care.
Exactly. Yo, you want to put a man in a place where he's ready to die for just to like, yo, I don't care. I don't care. You already took my kids away. Take my life? That sounds like a release to me. I want to fucking die. I've been there. I've spent many day after day after day in that place. Having your hands tied by the court and not having access to your kids, fucking kill me. Fuck you. Yeah. I'll die just to say fuck you to you. I've been in that place. So, oh, Ye's doing this for clout. You're wrong. Ye's doing this because he's bipolar. No. Ye's doing this because he contracted, got burned. Oh, he's just a contrarian. Oh, he hates Jews. No. Ye would rather die than feel so controlled that he can't even see his own kids. He'd rather die. And the only thing that kept me alive in that time, no bullshit. It's not like I was sitting around, gun in my mouth, but literally asking myself the question, like, if life can get this painful, like I didn't know it hurts so bad. And to live with that, if it can get that bad, do I want more life? Because I didn't know it could get that dark. Because I'm a free man. I'm walking around and people are smiling around me and I can go grab a burrito and it's all empty. Everything hurts. Every time I can't enjoy anything because I'm enjoying it without my kids. I can't share that with them. Like that, to be a prisoner in the free world, like I'm not behind bars. It's not like I'm trapped in a cell and I need to survive this. I'm out in the world, but I can't go see them or they will lock me up. That's what a restraining order is like. That's what custody violation can end up with. And the absolute injustice of they're putting the kids completely in her hands, in her custody, and I have no recourse. And I'm not saying like I didn't do anything wrong either to end up there. It's like a series of bad choices on my part put me there. That doesn't change it though. That doesn't make it like, okay, well I did wrong, so I deserve this or something. It's still sort of like, it's so crushing. Even that makes it worse, feeling like there were things that I did that I could have done differently that led us to here, and now my kids are suffering. That's hard, dude. So, dude, it'll make a grown man cry, and so I can understand that completely, and that's where I think he's coming from. But that'll change you, bro. That'll make you ready to go. And not in a suicidal way, but just more like, dude, I'll do anything. I'll do straight up anything. And I won't hesitate. I'm not afraid. It takes fear away because it's like, oh, the worst thing that could happen has now already been endured. Oh yeah, the thing that kept me alive. There were moments when this is how I ended up coming around to a different state of mind, was I started then being able to see the future differently because I could see a future where I was in my kid's life after all this gets rectified and some water goes under the bridge. Even just key moments, even little moments like my children's wedding in the future. There's a one where I'm there, the one where I'm dead. And I'm like, I can't do that to him. So that's when my life became literally a living sacrifice. Like, oh, I don't want to be alive anymore. It hurts too bad, but I'm going to do it anyway so that I can be there for him and be there for her. I'm going to live anyway, even though I don't want to live anymore because life sucks. The pain is too much to endure. It's not worth it to stay alive with this level of pain. Like the cost benefit analysis, like, yeah, I get to breathe and eat a burrito and like live and see the sunshine and stuff. But it hurts the whole time knowing that I missed this birthday already. I missed this phase of their life. Oh, I watched them suffer and it was my fault. I can't live like joyfully with that. And I've been learning to deepen myself to find deeper levels of joy in giving and stuff, but it's deep in me as a person. The point is, suffering will do that to you. But when it's new, when it's fresh, where it is for Ye, because he's going through this now. The divorce is new. These feelings of separation are new. I can resonate completely with where he's at and what he's going through, and it's profound. It's profoundly painful. It's so deeply painful. And so in those times of pain, I found a new meaning for life, and it was for them. I found out like, oh yeah, even the smallest bit of joy that I could give in the future, that's what I have to anchor myself to as a reason to push through this period of suffering that I'm about to go through. Because I can just end my life, which would release me from suffering. That would be, I would feel release. But this thing that I could potentially do for them in the future, I get release from the suffering of life, but at the cost of that for them. Like they might suffer in the future, or they might miss out on something I could give them, even if it's literally like as little as I can. Dude, someday maybe I could help them. Maybe I could save up enough money to help them buy a house. Maybe I could save up enough cushion to help them get through a tough time. Maybe I could learn something valuable to him that I could pass off in a moment that'll save him a mistake that he might have made. Maybe I could head off some sort of disaster or just toss myself in front of some sort of metaphorical bullet for him. And if I let myself off the hook and I just check out early, I won't be able to do that. So I'll stay and literally just live to be able to give him something. And every time that I have a weekend with my son and we laugh, and every time if I do something funny or bring delight to my son and I get to see him laugh from his belly, like we laugh till we're in tears sometimes. And that's not like, oh, I'm doing a great job. It's like, okay, I did it. I survived the rough. I survived that insanely painful time. And this is one of those moments that I was like clinging to, like, oh yeah, this is one of those things that would have been missed. Not even just for me, but for him. Like he wouldn't be having this great time with me right now with his dad if I would have given up when it was really, really hard. And it does get that dark. It gets so hard you can't imagine. It's like giving up sounds great up. Like literally just end it, bro. I've lived long enough. All right. 30-something years? What do I need more? How many years do I need on this fucking godforsaken fallen world to be over it? I've been there. I don't need to live. I've lived enough, dude. I've seen enough of this place. Let me out of here. I've been in that place and I've spent like a nice long, I did a term in that, you know what I mean? And so, but that's what I found there. It's like, oh, there's going to be times in the future that he will really love. And I could make that happen. If I check out, I won't be able to. So I got to stay. And like learning how to live that way tapped me in on like, that's actually deeply satisfying. And it turns out, if you hear some of my philosophy, the way that I talk to, that's my philosophy now. That's literally my religion. Because what that showed me is that that's what sacrificial love means. Like that's the deepest level of love that I've found in my life. So when I talk to other people, I'm telling you about the deepest love that I've been able to find. And it came through understanding sacrificial, living sacrifice type of love. And I learned it through the love for my kids. That's why I believe that God truly is our Father. And that's why this world is set up this way. That's why Jesus' sacrifice is so profound. It's an act of sacrificial loyalty to the family. It's the good shepherd leaves the 99 sheep because of the pain in his heart for losing the lost one. And he goes searching in the dark for the lost one. Like that's what love is like. And so it's the love of a father for his children, the love of the father for his prodigal child returning home, like all these parables that we get through the Bible. God's covenant with his children in the fallen world. He's constantly seeking for restoration with them. That longing, that unrequited love. Every culture has like art that represents it. That is the nature of God's love being manifested in this weird world. So why is there evil in the world? It's so that it can be overcome with love, and love can be experienced and expressed in a deeper, more profound way. Take it up with
Love
God.
speech.
That's how he set it up with. That's how he set it up. What was that, RJ?
I said love speech.
Yeah.
Like Ye says.
Yeah.
It's all about love.
Real. But that dude's hurting. That's my point. And that's I'm saying like I respect that. He's hurting because he loves his kids so much. It's the love for his children that is causing him to ache, and he's walking around with that pain. It's gnarly. So he's a loving dad. Like, what are you gonna do?
About anything. I'm not scared of anything. I don't think he said I'm not scared of anything, but that's what we were talking about. Tommy Robinson and how he goes. I said, Tommy said to me once, you just reach a point where you're like, I don't care about nothing. You're gonna kill me. I'm not gonna live in fear anymore. And then Kanye goes, how are you so good at accents yet you can't do woman or?
What?
It seems like there was a moment of like where he really was like, he's like, I don't care what happens to.
What was that thing he said?
Here anymore. And then Kanye goes, how are you so good at accents, yet you can't do woman or...
It seems like there was a moment of like where he really was like, he's like, I don't care what happens to me. And it was serious.
So, how did they win the Boer War? The Boers were winning against Britain. Churchill was losing. He wasn't...
Cyclops says, BigTech, how can you ever say that the constant threat from women is taking your children away? Well, I mean, you hear Jesse Lee Peterson will be like, the nature of woman is the devil. You ever heard him say that? That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you
back
want
to Adam and Eve, really.
Yeah, it goes to it, but But the devil only has power over man when he falls into temptation. That's the thing. So it's always sort of like what am I saying? It's not, the woman isn't going to take your kids away by being stronger than you. She's going to take your kids away when you show weakness. The strong husband who's living right and doing right, he doesn't lose his kids. So I don't have any blame for anybody. I don't blame her. Blame is the wrong thing. Being red pilled on, like, I mean, that's the thing with the devil too. Like, is the devil to blame? What's the story? Oh, you broke the agreement. You broke the commandment. I gave you a rule and you broke it. Why did you do that? Oh, you were tempted and you gave in to temptation. Now you're fucked. It's like, whoops. It's like, well, you want to blame the devil for tempting you? Why'd you give in? Oh, you want to blame the devil for acting that way? Well, it's just like, that's the devil's nature, dude. Like, you were supposed to just not do this and that. So it's only your own weakness that she's going to be able to use against you. It's your own mistakes that are going to end up costing you in the end. Oh, women are evil? Well, I mean, it's like, sort of. But I mean, well, yes. But evil is not a problem. The presence of evil isn't a problem. The presence of negativity isn't a problem. The presence of hunger isn't a problem. The presence of tiredness isn't a problem. Just get some rest. Get some food. Overcome. Like, just respond. Fill the gap. The negativity just means like, oh, okay, provide positivity. Provide. Like, fill the need. Rise to the challenge. Overcome the evil. Oh, women are evil. Okay, well, don't focus on that. Where's your good? Rise up to match the evil with good. Oh, there's a temptress. Overcome the temptation. Like, that's you now. Like, what do you have? Okay, she has this level of evil. Where's your level of righteousness to match it? That's what creates the dynamic, man. So does that mean you hate women because they're evil? It's like, well, honestly, it's like,
kind of.
Yeah. Well, just learn. I mean, you hate the part in yourself that responds to it, really, and overcome that. Because it's not about trying to change her nature, but at the end of the day too, it's like, just be grateful for it, dude. Just like, if you're mad at her for being how she is, you're just essentially mad at God for setting it up this way. So what, are you mad?
It's the natural order of things, real.
It's like, oh, but women are so evil. Okay, I mean, lol, you're mad. It really comes down to like that. Lol, mad.
It's like they're women. Of course they are.
Yeah. It's like, I want to just do like the smiling troll face at you. Like, God is doing that. Yeah, I know. Right. And they're sexy and you want them and they're evil. Got your ass. So trolled. It's kind of like that. But then on the other hand, if you're not just like a cringe, it's mad. Women are actually not that hard to deal with because it doesn't matter to do it. The other thing I've been discovering too with my children, by the way.
Cyclops sent $3. You sound like Owen Benjamin. The Jews promote porn, but you're the one watching the porn. Yeah, okay, I should be stronger, but I'm not perfect. So it's okay for my wife to tape me being weak, then showing that to the court? Evil is as evil does.
Bro, it doesn't mean that it's okay, but I mean, it's not okay for you to do stuff and get taped. Like, why'd you do that?
Thanks for the super chat.
Thanks, Cyclops. But I mean, honestly, like, where does this type of reasoning end? This type of thinking. It's not about shaming you. It's like, you need to do better. Right? And if you can't, then it's like, all right, well, suffer and die. Sorry, womp womp.
Yeah. Well, if you can't rise to the occasion, it's on you, right? To some degree.
And maybe you do need to suffer more. Honestly, it's like, so she's putting you through suffering. Problem? Sounds like maybe. Have you ever thought of that? Like, maybe that's exactly what you need to grow, to become better than you are. What do you just want to? Do you think you're good enough to just stay where you're at? Is that what you think of yourself? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine just like this. I'm cool. I'm at the level that is good enough for me to stay like this till I die. I deserve to just be happy and have peace at this level of who I am. Are you confident with that? You all set? You finished? You finished maturing? You finished growing? You've ascended to you've reached the peak of your potential. Is that where you're at? No, I'm not saying that, but I want to reach it on my own terms. I don't want to reach it being tested by this evil woman who's like breaking my balls every day. It's not up to you. You don't belong to yourself. Who says that you get to make the curriculum by which you learn? Do you think that's how it's supposed to be set up? Is that you get to choose the lessons based on your own sense of like pacing and convenience for your own life and your own growth? Is that how you think that life is set up? Is that you're in a school of learning and you get to choose the pace that you are comfortable with? It's not like that. It's not like that. You chose this lesson. How? because you were chasing pussy. That's how you ended up with her. That's how you ended up with her. It was your drive that you were born with that set you on this road. Whatever influences led you to that mistake that you made, and now you're stuck with this woman who's breaking you. But I don't want to be broken, Big Tech. Are you sure? Well, it's not right of her to be breaking me this way. Are you sure? How do you know? How do you know this isn't exactly what you need? Maybe you're a wretched, weak, and you want to keep it being that way? Okay, well, I'm not perfect. Exactly. Become perfect. Hurry up. What do you want to stay not perfect forever? Become perfected. And there's two ways to do it. The easy way or the hard way. And the hard way is
just do want to lay in their own bed of sorrow, though. That's the unfortunate thing.
Real. So it's not about blaming you. It's not about like, oh, you're weak, so you deserve suffering. But honestly, like, don't you? If you're weak, don't you deserve to suffer? Why should God have weak children? Why should he have weak sons? Do you want that? Do you want your father to have a weak, imperfect father? I mean, your son. Do you want your son to have a weak, imperfect father? Do you want to remain in your weakness? So if you don't, if the answer is no, which it should be, then wouldn't you welcome trials and testing that could strengthen? That's exactly what she's giving you. So at the end of the day, she's your master. She's your sensei. She's your guru. She's breaking you and driving you toward a breakthrough in yourself. She's breaking your heart, and she's crushing your mind, and she's exposing your weakness. Oh, but I'm not perfect. Does that give her the right to do this to me? Yeah, fuck you. Get stronger. Like, what do you want? You want to stay weak?
Gonna get bullied by a woman?
Yeah, real. Like, oh, but she's videotaping my weakness and using it in courts. And I mean, that sucks. But why are you in that situation? Oh, because I was chasing pussy and I knocked up a woman that is angry and rebellious and would do that kind of stuff to me. Oopsie doopsie. Why are you acting in a way that looks bad when it gets videotaped? Oh, because sometimes I lose my cool and I act like a fool sometimes. Oopsie, tighten up your game, dog. Get up every day with a sense of purpose, live right, and don't complain when it blows up in your face when you act like an idiot. Why? Oh, but all I want is for there to be peace and love and everybody to be happy. Well, that takes strength. The world is a cruel place full of fangs and claws. There's spiders and vipers.
Says, made me laugh out loud or kick out loud. Thanks for the advice, guys. Thank you.
Let's go. Base.
Let's go.
We're back. We're winning.
Really part of it. He was a journalist there at the time. Gandhi was also there. Did you know that? The Brits were losing. They've never faced guerrilla warfare like that before. The Boers were in the hills, in the trees.
Yo, look at that, 411.
So they said, let's just kill their
411 mid-morning. I know I'm pausing this video a lot. Hope you guys don't care about that too much. Hit the follow button. I've been reminded by people that I need to remind you more. Let's go. While you're all here, if you're not following, hit that follow button, please.
Smash the follow button.
Smash the follow button. Send in some love to the show. Tell me and RJ how great we're doing. We're entertaining you and keeping you company. It's powerchat.live/BigTech. We won't mind the interruption, especially if you say something cool or send in a nice song.
Please do.
And if you send in $8, we get a full song. And me and RJ, we get to go take a smoko. So that'd be cool too. $8 gets you, I think, 6 minutes. You could play anything you like off of YouTube or whatever
Great
like
deal.
that.
Great
Let's
deal.
finish this up. We're nearly there, but I'm glad we got that little take from Gavin. That's so cool that he took that away, that Ye is crushed because he misses his kids.
It was a hot take.
Yeah, that was a hot take. That was a really good takeaway. The dude is hurting. He loves his kids.
Their wives and their children. The Boers surrendered. I also don't think he wants to be president.
Ooh.
I think that it's just another cool art experiment.
Ooh.
Not even a prank. It's some sort of weird performance art thing.
You don't think he thinks it's honest? It's really possible. Like, since Trump kind of changed what we I think of as a presidential guy.
It's my opinion that no, that
Yay,
he
Marie,
just likes
follow.
the
Let's
whole
go.
concept. And Howard Stern ran for governor and he stopped just before he won. So maybe he's like, maybe I will win. I'm not really expressing this very well because I just contradicted myself. But what I mean is, this isn't someone who's sitting down with like immigration guys and people and doing plans and this would be our platform and blah blah blah. He's just sort of like, meh.
Gersh sent $3.33 big. Tech? More like big time cozy streamer. Very cool. It's me, your pal Gersh.
Thanks, Gersh. Our pal Gersh. Thanks, buddy. Yep, big time cozy streamer. Very cool. I agree. So true.
Let's try it. They're talking about doing a reenactment of the Trump dinner with Ray J playing Kanye and Ryan here playing Trump.
No way.
He liked the Trump impression.
He wanted us to live there.
Awesome.
He's like, well, why don't you stick around? We'll invent some stuff. And I go, he goes, what's holding you back? I go, nothing. He goes, where do you live? New York City. And he goes, well, that's holding you back.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I go, I'm 6 hours away.
I'm 6 hours away.
Why don't you stay here? We'll invent some stuff. That's